Today on Dr. Phil.
Was this substitute teacher drunk at school?
So you drank and came up here to sub?
They said I was 3 times over the limit and put it in the paper. Total liars.
I'm Dr. Phil, and I'm telling Dr. Phil what you done.
You're not drunk in this picture? You just walk around with your hair like that.
She swears she wasn't.
You were at the school. Was she drunk? No question at all. Are you drunk now?
No. I mean, unless, I don't know.
You didn't do anything.
You have a stack of mug shots.
I'm not going to drink and go to school and try to get a job. I mean, who would do that?
You were drunk at school that morning, isn't that right?
No, I don't drink in the morning.
We took this picture at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, it's another teacher, another wild headline. When you send your children off to school, you expect to leave them in the care of responsible adults. But one out-of-control teacher in Oklahoma proved that theory wrong. Take a look at this video. No, that's not a woman staggering out of a bar at 2 a.m. That's a substitute teacher staggering out of school. Michelle Childress was accused of showing up to substitute teach elementary school, slurring, stumbling, and screaming at the police. Miss Childress was kicked out of school after other employees said they smelled alcohol on her breath. School authorities said she was inebriated and incapable of teaching the students. Police were called to the scene, and they shot some truly shocking body cam video in the school parking lot.
What's going on?
You called me the 7th day.
You're never going to learn, are you? This isn't her first rodeo, or second, or third. What's going on?
I'm just really upset.
You're really messed up.
Yeah. What'd you take? I mean, I can smell alcohol, but what else?
No, that's it. I drank a little bit before I came.
So you drank and came up here to sub? It's not too good of a decision.
As you just heard, it turns out Michelle was no stranger to law enforcement in her town, but more on that later. Now, this may surprise you because it certainly came as a surprise to me. When I saw Michelle's mugshot in the news, I realized this woman was no stranger. Michelle was actually on the show before. She appeared as a guest on a program we taped back in 2008 called I'm Hot and You're Not.
Obesity is disgusting to me. When I sit back, personally, I think that they have a problem, but it's not judgmental. If I was 200 pounds over my weight now, I feel like that my life was worthless.
Really?
Really.
Your life would just be worthless if you gained weight.
If I got really obese, I couldn't hardly walk, I couldn't hardly breathe, and people would be disgusted by me. I would want to even want to live.
Really? You just wouldn't want to live?
Not if I was obese.
Today, Michelle is back. So how did she go from fat phobic to a bad teacher with an A+ blood alcohol level? Well, Michelle agreed to sit down and come clean to me. She started out by insisting that when it happened, she wasn't drunk. She was just a little bit hungover. And get this, she says she was also suffering from the side effects of H1N1. That's right, the swine flu. But stay tuned. I wasn't putting up with her excuses, and her story takes a surprising turn.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You're not going to make me look bad, are you? You are going to redeem me, aren't you?
Do you need redeeming?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Why do you need redeeming?
Because I went to school and was sick with H1N1 virus and took a pain pill and an anxiety pill and got dizzy and told them I couldn't stay there, and the principal didn't like me. Her brother-in-law arrested me.
So are they just out to get you?
Ever since
So why?
Ever since I was on your show in 2008, everybody was just treating me different.
You were on my show 6 years ago for 7 minutes.
Caused me hell.
And 6 years later, the police department
Are still talking about
is
it.
conspiring against you and putting you in jail. Wow, I'm more powerful than I thought.
You are powerful. Everybody loves you, Dr. Phil.
Maybe I can use all that power to help you.
I hope so. Okay, this is the deal. I almost got killed right after I did your show. The guy I was dating almost killed me. He got attempted murder. And after that happened, I did drink too much at night, you know, and my kids knew it. You know, they were like, hey, Mom, you need to not drink so much. I went to rehab, got better, and then he came back in 2012 and broke in my house and strangled me. And I've been through a lot of stuff, but I didn't go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. I made chocolate gravy that morning, went to school, and I got dizzy and told him that I was dizzy, but I did not drink it. No one drinks at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, slow down for just a minute. I'm very sorry to hear that somebody attacked you and tried to hurt you.
I mean, I almost died, you know.
You just said that real fast, but let me just slow down and go back to that. I'm very sorry that happened to you. I hate that.
I don't like talking about it, you know. It's hard.
You love teaching, right?
Yes, I love it. Yes. I love kids.
You know, I've done some checking around, and from what I can find, you're very good at it. You're a good teacher, and you take it very seriously.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And which I'm also not surprised to hear.
I love you, Dr. Phil.
But now I understand from what you're saying is that you were called to sub at this school, and you didn't want to do it.
I was so reluctant to go in that day. I shouldn't have gone in. I should have went with my instincts and not gone in. It ruined my career.
Here's the thing. What we want to do is clear all this up so it doesn't ruin anything. Let's talk about what happened that day. You get arrested. You said I hadn't had anything to drink that day.
I knew I was dizzy. I mean, I felt dizzy. That's why I told them that. And they knew that I had a problem with drinking because I told her that. And they knew that I had been stressed out. But I didn't go to school that morning drinking.
Let's take a look at what happened that day. So people.
What'd you take? I mean, I can smell alcohol, but what else?
No, that's it. I drank a little bit.
Last night.
So you drank and you came up here to sub? It's not too good of a decision.
I meant the night before, though. And that's why I was so dizzy.
It's a bad decision. You're coming to a school intoxicated to try to sub.
Not intoxicated.
You are intoxicated.
I didn't try.
You can't even stand up.
You can't.
Why? No, you can't. So, did you drive up here drunk, I guess? Is this your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, I didn't drive up here to do anything bad. I mean, I drove up here just to sub for a little bit and come to home.
What the deal was is that I took that medicine and it made me, like, really dizzy. And I was out of my head. I don't remember what happened after I took that medicine. That's how sick I was. I was sick for 10 days. And see, I had been going to the DA and paying on my fine, you know. And I couldn't even go up there and pay on that fine because
What fine?
I had a fine from a DUI like 3 years ago. And I told her I have the H1N1 virus. They knew I was sick, and they all know me in town. If they didn't know me, this wouldn't be going on. If I wasn't on Dr. Phil, this wouldn't be going on. You know, they're still talking about it. Well, get over it. I don't hate fat people either. It looks bad, and I don't even like to look at it because I was so sick.
You told the police here that you had alcohol that morning, and when we interviewed you about it and you told us about it, you told us that you had had something to drink that morning, and then that when you got to school, that you had...
No, I did not say that. I didn't tell you that I had something to drink that morning. I mean, I'm telling you the truth. I know I had an alcohol problem, and I know that. And I know I drank too much at night, but I did not drink that morning. I would never go to that school, especially intoxicated, with that principal there. There's no way I'd drink at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm telling you the truth.
So you drink at night, but not in the morning?
I'm trying not to drink at night at all now. But no, I don't drink in the morning. I can't drink in the morning.
We took this picture at 11 o'clock this morning here at the hotel.
Coming up.
They didn't give me a breathalyzer. That's against the law, isn't it?
You were intoxicated when you came to school.
Are you drunk now?
We now return to teacher scandal. Was she drunk in her classroom?
We took this picture at 11 o'clock this morning here at the hotel.
Yeah, they got me some wine.
This was in the morning.
Well, it wasn't 8 o'clock in the morning. See, you're trying to make me look bad again.
No.
Yes, you are.
No. You come to do a TV interview about being drunk, and you order wine.
I do drink.
Morning.
Yeah, but that's good for me. Not in the morning. It was 11 or 12, wasn't it? Yeah,
The time on the picture.
I didn't get here till 11:15. I didn't even get into my room until noon. I had a glass of wine, and I sipped on it.
In the morning. We had 2 glasses, and you started at 11. I'm just saying, you say you don't drink in the morning, but you do. You drank this morning.
I did drink. I did drink a couple glasses of wine before I came on the show, but I did not drink. I don't drink at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Are you drunk now?
No. I mean, unless, I don't know, maybe. No, I'm not. I'm not drunk now. I just had a couple glasses of wine because my abscess tooth's hurting really bad. I was supposed to get it pulled this morning at Conowall, but I am hurting. No, seriously, Dr. Phil, though, I did not drink that morning. But, you know, there has been times where I have drank about 11, 12. That's the truth. But that morning when I went to school, I didn't drink. And, you know, the only person I have to make right is with God. I don't know about these people that don't like me, but, I mean, I just can't worry about it anymore. I just want to work. I just want to teach. I just want to get back to my old self after that happened to me. And that was really hard. All this happened at once, you know. It was just so much for me. Oh, I'm so sorry for crying. I feel so bad.
Listen,
I shouldn't cry.
no, if you're feeling bad and all, I understand. And
I feel like a big baby.
you're not a big baby, but you absolutely can't heal what you don't acknowledge. There's no way that we can get everything resolved unless we get the facts out so we can deal with them.
Okay.
You said you went into the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom to take my medicine.
And you had taken a pain pill, an anti-anxiety pill,
Yeah.
and your H1N1 medication.
I was.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of that. I'm not.
When I got there, I felt, I think I can make it because I didn't have fever. I thought, well, I can make it because I'm not going to spread anything. And I didn't want to go to school with fever. I get there, and I go sit down in the classroom, and she said, Michelle, do you mind if I finish reading to the kids and you take the class over? I said, no, I don't mind. I said, you know what? I'm feeling pretty dizzy. I said, I'm going to take my medicine, see if I feel better. So I go to the bathroom, take my medicine, come back out, and I'm sitting there at the desk, and I'm getting dizzier and dizzy. And, I mean, I can't even drink anything at 8 o'clock in the morning. Who would do that? I mean, if I start drinking, it's going to be like at 6 or 7. It ain't going to be at... I'm not going to drink and go to school and try to get a job. That ain't happening. They didn't give me a breathalyzer. That's against the law, isn't it?
Well, okay, I'm just trying to figure out what did happen, not what should have happened. Then they transported you to jail.
You were intoxicated, and you came to school.
That's so stupid. I would never go intoxicated at the speech.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, I know. They made a big deal about it.
I wasn't intoxicated at all.
Well, you may not think that you are, but you are.
No. I drank last night. Hey.
This isn't my first rodeo dealing with intoxicated people, so I'm not a dummy.
Yeah, he's a dummy. Half the cops in 8 are dummies.
You can't be intoxicated in public, more or less at a school trying to teach.
I was there 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I wasn't trying to teach. I told her I was dizzy. I was going home.
But were you...
I wasn't intoxicated, Dr. Phil. I swear.
Well, I wasn't there, so I certainly don't know.
And when they did give me a breathalyzer, they said I was 3 times over the limit. You know how much I would have had to drink, drive to school? I would have had to drink a whole bottle of tequila.
Well, so they did give you a breathalyzer?
At noon, and they said I was 3 times over the limit and put it in the paper. Total liars. There's no way. I mean, I didn't even drink anything. And they said I was 3 times over the limit. It made me look like a drunk.
So they did give you a breathalyzer?
They picked me up at 8:15, took me to jail. Well, at noon, I was banging on the door, kicking the door. They put me in a straight chair, They were laughing about me being on Dr. Phil and saying, oh, she's that girl that was on Dr. Phil. And they said, we're not giving you a breathalyzer. Give me one now. I said, I have the right to get one if I'm going to get arrested for being intoxicated. I mean, I was throwing a fit. And they finally gave me one, and they said, oh, you're 3 times over the limit. And I said, you're a liar. You're a liar. I mean, he's a liar. I mean, there's no way. I couldn't even handle, 3 times. I don't even know how much that is.
I spoke to Sergeant Kevin Hood, who was present the morning Michelle was arrested.
Was she drunk?
Yes, she was.
Clearly drunk?
Clearly.
How long have you been a police officer before you retired?
26 years.
How many drunks have you seen?
Thousands. I don't do a lot.
No question she was drunk?
No question at all.
And she admitted she had been drinking that day?
Yes, she had.
What'd you take? I mean, I can smell alcohol, but what else?
No, that's it. I drank a little bit before I came.
She says that she begged for a breathalyzer and would not be administered one. Is that true?
The state doesn't give the standard breathalyzer test like they would for driving. The officer did allow her to blow into a PBT, the portable breath test device, at the jail. I wasn't present for that, but he told me about it.
And what did he tell you?
That she was quite a bit over limit. I believe about 3 times over the limit.
I think it was .263 is what's recorded in the police report.
Okay, that's extremely over the limit.
Police report said it was .263.
Yeah, I know what they said, but they're liars.
Coming up, this wasn't the first run-in with the law for this teacher.
You're under arrest. Stand up.
You did anything wrong?
You're belligerent. You're telling the police officers, you go yourself.
There ain't no damn warrant for my arrest.
Are you telling me you're not drunk in this picture?
Hell no.
So you just walk around with your hair like that?
We now return to teacher scandal. Was she drunk in her classroom?
Michelle, you're a different person when you're drinking than when you're not.
I know.
I've written it down. I mean, just within the last year and a half, you're arrested DUI with a gallon of gin in your back seat. You're belligerent. You're telling the police officers, you go yourself.
That's where you don't understand. You think that everybody's up and up in towns because they're not. You go to the country club and they leave there drunk every night. Do you think they're sitting there waiting on people to leave there and arrest them? Hell no. They're waiting on people at Applebee's.
I care about you. You're here, they're not. You're talking about them to avoid talking about you. Are you telling me you're not drunk in this picture?
I don't want to look at that picture. That's a horrible picture.
They dragged you out of Chili's.
Oh, no, I wasn't drunk there. Hell no.
So you just walk around with your hair like that. That's just you. You just made up and went out to dinner looking like that.
Do you know what happened there? They arrested me for attempted murder. I said, what? I didn't try to kill anybody. And it was a lady named Michelle. They had my Social Security number on her in the DA's office. And then the judge had to walk across the street to the sheriff's department and get my Social Security number off her deal. I got arrested for that. My dad had to pay $1,500 to get me out of jail when it wasn't even me. The judge said, okay, Michelle, I remember that. I said, yeah, you remember that. Yeah, but you know what? I could sue this whole county for what you did to me. They arrested me at Chili's and sitting here with my grandbaby, and they said, well, everybody knows who you are, Michelle. Just handcuff me. I'm like, I don't even have a warrant for my arrest.
Actually, there was a violation of a probation for your
I know it's exactly what they said.
For your 09 DUI.
There wasn't a violation of my probation. That was their mistake they made.
You're under arrest. Stand up.
You did anything wrong?
You have a warrant for your arrest.
I didn't have a warrant.
On your back. I'm not arguing with you.
I didn't have a warrant, Dr. Phil. There was no warrant. And when I
with resisting if you don't sit in the car.
When I called the judge the next day, he said, I don't know why they arrested you.
I'm trying to be as nice as I can, Michelle, but you're making it difficult.
Do anything.
Turn around and put your feet in there. Turn around and put your feet in there.
In the city.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do anything that day.
Nothing.
I wasn't
today. You think it's funny?
You can yell at me all you want. This is court ordered.
It wasn't even court ordered. I called the judge and he said, I don't know what's going on.
There ain't no damn warrant for my arrest. Guess what? And that's why I'm going Dr. Phil, and I'm telling Dr. Phil what you done.
Well, you're my only hope. Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Let's just see what the pattern looks like.
I know.
This is '08. Mugshot, domestic abuse. This is dismissed. I get it. Then we go '09, DUI.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to get me. I know.
Oh, come on. 10, malicious injury to property. You're keying a car. Here we go. 2013, jail time, assaulting a police officer during a DUI arrest.
You know what? That wasn't even true. You know what? He didn't show up because he knew it was wrong. The
2014, public intoxication. You have a deck of mug shots.
Oh, yeah.
That is not...
They love me.
Okay.
You don't understand.
No.
When your people know you, it seems like that just... If you did get in trouble once, they're watching me all the time, and I'm so paranoid.
She believes that there's this whole conspiracy against her by the police department. Have you ever heard anybody talk about having it in for her?
No.
Anybody out to get her?
No.
She's just not that important, is she?
Not that important. The department's too short-handed to be targeting anybody. They're busy enough as it is without looking for any individual in particular.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13 times that you've interacted with the police since '05.
I know, yeah, I know.
And they're all somebody else's fault. It's all a conspiracy.
No, there's been a couple of times where it's been my fault, yeah.
Was it somebody else's fault when you keyed the Tahoe?
He keyed my car. Okay, this is another story. The guy I was talking about, he's in the courtroom, goes by my car, keys it. So I go back out there, and I'm getting in my car, and I just do it, and he goes in there and runs and tells look at the security camera. Of course, they catch me. He keyed my car. He destroyed my car. He wrote on the back of my Tahoe, whore, on the back of my Tahoe, okay?
And so it made sense to you to go key his car.
No,
Were you drunk when you did that?
No. I was mad.
That was your sober
He took my
behavior?
furniture from my bedroom and gave it to his mother when I was going to work.
What the hell does that have to do with keying his car?
I mean, I never get back at anybody. I mean, good God, they're trying to hurt me all the time. I never...
Did you have a child with Blake Shelton?
Why?
Did you tell our staff that you had a child with Blake Shelton?
Coming up.
I don't care whether you drank that morning, the afternoon before. What difference does it make? You were drunk at school that morning, isn't that right?
Closed captioning provided by...
We now return to Teacher Scandal. Was she drunk in her classroom?
Do you have a child with Blake Shelton?
Why? Why you say that for?
Did you tell our staff that you had a child with Blake Shelton today?
No, I mean, the people think my son is his because we dated and he looks kind of like him, but he's not his. I said, I know Blake Shelton. I've known him since he was a little kid. But no, I'm kidding with him.
Like I said in the beginning, I know you a bit when you were on the show before, and when we do Dr. Phil shows, I get lots of information about people, so I know a lot about you. I know that in your heart you're a good person. And I think you've been a good mother. I think you've taken your teaching very seriously. I think you've had some really difficult times, and I think as a result you've kind of self-medicated some. And I think you're just kind of out here trying to put one foot in front of the other and just get from one day to the next and keep your family together. And frankly, you haven't had a whole lot of help.
I really haven't.
In getting that done.
Because my family's like, they'll talk about, you know.
I have some real concerns here about what you're telling me. I feel like I know what happened that morning. I believe that you showed up at that school drunk. And I don't think you intended to. I think they called you out of the blue, and I think if you had ever known that you were going to work that day, you would not have been drinking the night before. But I think it was the perfect storm. I think you were not feeling well.
I am so sick. I've had the flu for a week.
I think you were taking medication. I think you had too much to drink. And I don't think there's any doubt in my mind you were drunk as a skunk standing on that sidewalk that morning.
Heel to heel, toe to toe.
I don't want you to do that to me in front of school.
Well, I'm doing it, so.
And if somebody asked me, would that woman get up and get drunk and go to school to teach? Not in a million years. But they called her when she was already drunk. And when you're already drunk, you don't make good decisions. Now, isn't that what happened?
You know, the night before I did drink like 2 margaritas like at midnight, and I guess it was still in my system, but I got up, made breakfast, and thought, oh, I get to go to work. I don't want to work with these kids, and I was so excited. And
let's quit lying to yourself.
I've been through a lot of stuff.
Yes, you have. Michelle, listen, who was the guy that stopped and said, wait a minute, let's not gloss over that? Somebody tried to kill you, woman. Don't gloss over that and don't drown in vodka. That's not okay that happened to you. Look me in the eye. I care about that. I'm not here to make you look bad. I'm here to help you.
I know vodka don't solve anything. I know that. And I'm better than that,
How many children do you have?
I've
You're just talking about your son. He's graduated from law school. You've done some right things, or that young man would not be who he is. And I love the state of Oklahoma. I love people in Oklahoma. They know good people when they see them. And people might recognize you. Let them recognize you as the woman who overcame all of this and straightened herself out. You were drunk at school that morning.
I couldn't have been 3 times over the limit at noon. They didn't give me a breathalyzer. I couldn't have been with 2 margaritas at night. I couldn't have been.
I didn't say you were 3 times over the limit at noon. I said you were drunk at the school that morning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll say that.
Okay.
I mean,
thank you for
I guess that meant.
Thank you for that.
But I didn't intentionally go to school and drink and try to hurt kids.
Of course you didn't. But the point is, once you're drunk, you don't make good decisions.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't care whether you drank that morning, the afternoon before. What difference does it make? You got a drinking problem.
I know I have a drinking problem, and I'm owning up to it. But there's been a lot of lies, though, Dr. Phil, that a lot of crap in that small town. But I do own up to that. And I do appreciate you saying you care, because I am a good teacher. And I'll say that. And I know kids like me. And I want to teach again,
You're not being honest with you and I.
Coming up.
You can get another 7 or 8 of these in the next 4 or 5 years, and then you can wind up on a country road, run off on a ditch, or you can get yourself straightened out. Closed captioning provided by...
We now return to Teacher Scandal. Was she drunk in her classroom?
Michelle, let me tell you what I think. I think that there are warning signs when people are lying to themselves and to others.
Mm-hmm.
And say there are 20. You've shown 18 of the 20 in the conversation that we've had here. You're not being honest with you and I. Whether you're lying to yourself or you're lying to me.
I'm not lying to you about anything.
Then you're lying to yourself.
I'm totally being honest. I mean, that's why I come on the show, because I want to be honest about everything and get
because you cannot blame a conspiracy by the police department. You cannot blame the actions of others for the choices that you're making to hurt yourself in your life. I am not going to allow you to do that. You can get another 7 or 8 of these in the next 4 or 5 years, and then you can wind up on a country road, run off on a ditch, or you can stop all of that and get yourself straightened out.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that I believe that you can do that.
I know.
And when people recognize you, then I want them to say,
That's Michelle from Dr. Phil. She's the one that stepped up, manned up, and got her act together, and she inspired me to do the same thing. That's what I want people to say when they see you. And they're not going to say that when you're sitting around saying, everybody's out to get me, everybody's setting me up. You have issues that are legitimate. My wife, Robin, has a sister lives over in Duncan, Oklahoma. Cindy is the one that went under a bridge and got doused in acid, had full-depth burns over 80% of her body, had 25 surgeries that burned her face and her body. Things happen to people that aren't right and aren't fair. You've had things happen to you. You've got to fight back. And getting drunk and medicating yourself with alcohol is not an answer. You can blame the police. You can say they're conspiring. You were drunk at school that morning.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad intention. You wouldn't do that, Michelle. You just made a bad choice. I know that. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a bad teacher. Let's fix it. Let's put it behind you. Let's get you sober. Let's get you right. And you don't need to just go to some rehab. You need to work on the other issues too. I'm willing to set up for you and send you to a dual diagnosis program where they work on the issues that you need to deal with. You've been hurt. God, you've taken care of everybody in your life but you. Put yourself in the shop. You deserve better than what you've got. I'm saying that there's one way to do this. That's to call time out, work on your anxiety, work on your depression, get yourself physically looked at, taken care of, your hormones, your biochemistry, get yourself strong, healthy, and not just dried out, but truly sober. Come back, pursue your teaching here or wherever you want to go. Be recognized for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. And I'm willing to offer that to you as a gift. These are your poor choices. You show up at school, that wasn't a bad intention, that's a perfect storm. Bad choice. But you
I'm very sorry for it. I'm so
put it
sorry for
behind
that.
you. I know you are. Let's come back, look those people in the eye, square-eyed, and say, I'm ready to teach. I'm ready to get in the game. So let's get you straightened up. I've arranged a place for you. It's way away from Florida. It's called the Hanley Center. It's part of the Origins Recovery Center. It's a dual diagnosis treatment program. And let's come back and let's meet the real Michelle and get this right. I'm going to offer you that gift. Will you take it?
I will.
Deal?
It's a deal.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, fair enough.
I love you, Dr.
All right.
Phil.
When we come back, you'll see what's happened since Michelle and I sat down and how she's doing now. And later, I'm going on stage to meet a crazy ex-girlfriend face to face. You will not want to miss that. Michelle checked into the Hanley Center at Origins Recovery in West Palm Beach, Florida, and completed a 60-day program. She's now been sober 189 days. Take a look.
Hi, Dr. Phil. It's Michelle in Ada, and I just kind of want to give you an update on what's going on with my life right now. I'm very happy. I can't describe to you the peace I feel today and that I haven't felt in years. Hanley changed my life. That place was a godsend. You're a godsend to me. Well, I'm going to thank you so much for sending me there. I didn't understand anything about what I was doing until I went out there. Ever since I've been back from Hanley, I've been going to meetings, get my resume fixed up, and I'm empowered now after being in that deep, dark depression for so long. That day I was at the interview with you in Oklahoma City, I was like, you know, I knew that I needed to go because I had been praying for something to happen, for me to get some help. And my whole family is happy now. I actually have energy. I'm working out. And you actually saved my life, and I will never, ever, ever forget that experience. And I have you to thank for it. I want to thank both the Hanley Center and Origins for helping Michelle tackle her sobriety. We certainly wish her the very best. Now, you're going to want to stick around because I'm about to meet a crazy ex-girlfriend face to face. You don't want to miss this. Next.
Closed captioning provided by... Now, before the break, I said I was going to sit down with a crazy ex-girlfriend. But I was not talking about anyone in my past. I was talking about my visit to the hit TV show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend on the CW network. Now, I was invited to portray myself on the musical dramedy about a successful and slightly unhinged attorney who packs up her stuff and leaves New York City to follow a man to West Covina, California. And there's only one small catch. The man is her ex-boyfriend, and he's in love with somebody else. Now, Entertainment Tonight cameras followed me as I shot scenes with the very talented co-creator and executive producer of the show, actress Rachel Bloom. Take a look.
In this episode, Rebecca has sunk into a depression. In that moment, she sees Dr. Phil, and then he comes to life and gives her advice.
Here's what you need to focus on. You need to focus on the fact you have made yourself really easy to find.
He has really good comedic timing.
Rejected. He doesn't want you. That's reality. Deal with it. I don't ever work from a script, so that is different, and you got to hit certain things so you don't mess up the actor that's replying to what you're doing.
I'm not listening to you. You talk silly.
Rachel, she's just a dynamo. She got so much energy, it's unbelievable.
Dr. Phil is a perfect example of someone who actually gives good advice, but his improvs have been awesome.
Oh, God. I need therapy.
Please welcome actress, executive producer, and co-creator of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Rachel Bloom.
Again.
Well, you clean up pretty good.
You know, in an episode where I'm not suffering from a crippling depression.
I know. Last time I saw you in your pajamas, your hair was stuck to the side of your head.
We like to go for realism when it comes to mental disorders on the show.
Well, you know, everybody that I've talked to about the show absolutely loves it, and one of the things they say about it is that you are so relatable. I see myself acting like that, thinking like that, behaving like that. I mean, it's just so relatable.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's what inspired the show, is we wanted to take the stereotype, crazy ex-girlfriend, that women call themselves, men often call women, and explore what's beneath that. What about love makes you crazy, and the ways in which we've all, you know, men and women, been taken over by love.
What's it like when you have somebody like me come in that's not an actor?
Yeah,
I mean,
you take place in my head.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were down to do it, I was like,
that's
okay, well.
Scary place.
Scary place. He had some really great, well, here's the thing. Is what I didn't know is that you're a terrific improviser. He's a great improviser, and you're actually, we were saying on set, you're a better improviser than a lot of actors working as actors in LA.
Yeah.
And I was...
No, come on. Oh, no, come on. Oh, come on.
And, you know, you're just so humble.
Oh, go on.
It was so fun. It was really fun to work with you because at first I stayed on script, but then when I realized you were willing to improvise, I started throwing lines at you, and but you were great. At one point you said, like, this place is a mess. It's like the Star Wars cantina in here. And that was like all him. You were really, really funny. And then, of course, you brought your amazing wife, who I could talk to forever.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Kind of like a parent seeing their kids' like first talent show. Like every time I'd have a scene, I'd come up, she'd be like, "He's so funny, right?" I feel like he's so funny. I know.
Yeah, but really you should see her backstage. She's like a stage mom. You missed your mark. You should. No, just kidding.
Why was it?
No, she just
gotta keep that in line.
No, she has a ball. She's always there to have fun.
She's really great.
But it's, I mean, the show is looking great.
I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right, we got to go. I want to thank all of my guests today, including actress Rachel Bloom. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Thank you so much.